Alright guys, just before getting to the SLA video, of course, I just want to again reiterate, if you guys do want to support me, greatly appreciate it. As per usual, if you're a supporter of mine, I'll always make sure that you guys get the codes. Obviously right now there's a decent amount of codes to hand out, 2,000 essence to be gained. Not only that, I've spoken about it in yesterday's video if you guys want to go re-watch it, but in terms of the giveaway that I do for my supporters, which I'll be picking winners for either this weekend or in the coming days of next week, because obviously the update's going to be on the 3rd. We are going to be I'm going to try my best to pick out some winners for like giving away the collaboration pass, deluxe pass and whatnot. So I'm going to figure a few things out, but just want to say that if you are a supporter of mine, just quick and easy quick and easy to get yourself entered into the giveaway. And I do pick a lot of you guys, so that way we don't have just one or two winners. There's a plethora of you guys being picked up, so I just kind of want to remind you on that one. Now I'm going to be real honest, I'm having a tough time on what was the actual purpose of them showing this. So obviously with the latest live stream that we had, there was still, you know, the push to say, is Solo Leveling Arise going to have multiplayer, right? Because when they announced Overdrive and kind of them pushing to say, oh, it's going to be its own standalone game, however, that game is 100% multiplayer, it was more of, okay, so Arise is going to be single player and Overdrive is going to be multiplayer, right? That's kind of like the vibe that we got, because the developers did say that, you know, with multiplayer, with Solo Leveling Rise, there's a lot that goes into it, and so this is something that, I guess when they get the time, they can try and focus time into it, but for the most part, Solo Leveling Rise is going to be staying as a single player PvE type content of a game, of course. And all of a sudden, obviously with the previous live stream, it broke out to say that, well, there is going to be a real-time multiplayer concept added into Solo Leveling Arise. Now for the most part, with what they've done and with what we've seen, it's a single player with yourself that, I mean, again, I don't know if 3 players, 4 players can play together, of course. If that's not the case, then you know for a fact somewhere down the line that will be the case. Like eventually we'll have max 4-player co-op be a thing for the game itself, but this is a start, and this is exactly what I feel like many of us would have wanted. I know that there's a lot of people who are still hoping for PvP, which again, I've already said it, I'll say it again, do not care for it. Obviously with PvP, you know, it can make or break a game, and with Solo Leveling Arise, I just feel like PvP is just, I feel like it will break the game in a bad way, in a very negative way. So that's why I say with any type of online multiplayer content, it has to stick with co-op, because that's best suited for solo leveling. Now, the thing with me and why I think this kind of damages the game is, it's not damaging Solo Leveling Arise, it's damaging Overdrive. Because now I'm just like, what was the point of Overdrive? Because you've got to keep in mind, Overdrive's assets are from Solo Leveling Arise. And if eventually Solo Leveling Arise is going to be doing the whole multiplayer side of it and providing that co-op side of it too, it's just like, okay, so what are we trying? What are they trying to achieve with Overdrive? Now, fair that, you know, with Overdrive, you know, it's going to be free to play friendly. You know, you pay for the initial game, and then from that point on, it's you literally farming the same raid over. And to be fair, it's going to be way more. You know, if people are complaining that Solo Leveling Rise is boring, yeah, Overdrive is going to be boring AF, because obviously you're going to be just refarming everything so that way you can get the weapons, so you can upgrade them and whatnot. And then that's pretty much it. Outside of that, you know, recruiting heroes from what was seen within the demo wasn't that difficult, to be fair. So, you know, there's not going to be any type of toughness in that area, kind of getting those hunters collected, of course. But it's just going to be the grind of getting getting the resources like the gears and whatnot, just kind of refarming over and over and over and over again. It's like a cycle of a genjutsu, and eventually it's gonna get boring. It's not a game that I could see myself playing consistently. It's literally a game that I would probably jump on, play about 3 or 4 games, and then I'll kind of leave it be, right? And clearly, as we saw, when it comes to working on weapons, trying to get some good gears, you're going to have to put a little bit more time into that, of course. So that fatigue of, oh, this is just draining over and over again, the same thing, it's going to hit. It's going to hit. I mean, you could say the same thing about Arise, but obviously with Arise, there's a little bit more that goes into it. You know, with the guild boss battle, the time attacks, getting the right gear, getting sub stats. You know, that it's way more in depth. It's way more in depth, of course, and you don't have that luxury of it being free to play, whereas Overdrive is. So that's kind of what sets it apart. But really thinking about it, I think they did kind of scuff up here. I think what the game plan should have been is still commit to providing solo leveling Arise for Steam, push it onto console. And then when it comes to wanting to do a different standalone solo leveling game, it has to be like a complete different one. I mean, if they want to do a linear type story version of it, I think that will be pretty dope. You know, if they want to do and bring a different concept of solo leveling in a standalone game, that is definitely the route you want to take. Because Overdrive is a solo leveling Arise asset stealer. And it's providing us with that online play, thinking that, oh, okay, so this is where the online play is going to be, and Arise is just going to be that solo PvE. When now that's not the case. Arise is slowly getting that multiplayer implemented into it, and so it kind of leaves Overdrive in that questioning position of, okay, what's the point of this now? I get it. It's got that free-to-play aspect to it, but I say that it's not so much free-to-play because you got to pay for the game straight off the bat, and I guarantee you they're going to charge you like $60. Like, it's going to be for the full amount, and if that is the case, that's a done deal. So I'm just kind of like scratching my chin to be like, okay, this genuinely kind of puts Overdrive in a question mark position on, you know, what was the point? Because at that given moment, with Arise now having that multiplayer content, you would think that, okay, the standalone solo leveling game should be apart from Arise. Like, if this is your console game, realistically, I wouldn't be using any type of assets. You know, this is something that I would try and kind of build a fresh new. Again, well, I would say you're trying to hit I mean, you are kind of trying to hit a wider audience, because I know some people aren't exactly too fond with like mobile games and whatnot, and people do tend to like their console games. And I feel like with a solo leveling console game, you can do pretty nice with that in terms of I don't know, doing it in a draggable style. That'd be pretty cool. In like a Xenoverse. I mean, if they ever, I mean, that'd be way too in depth to do like a Xenoverse for solo leveling. But doing some form of like a linear story play for solo leveling for a console game, I think that might be like the base of it to kind of start it going, right? And then from that they can kind of build up on it and do more. I don't know, you know, that's just kind of where my thought process is at. But yeah, what do we all think? How are we all feeling about this? That has them doing multiplayer content on certain leveling Arise kind of jeopardize? Because I know people were, I don't know how serious people were about it, but I've seen a few comments when Overdrive first got announced and came out where people were like, oh, I'm jumping ship, and it's just like, well, hold on a minute. We got that exact same content in terms of the multiplayer coming to Arise now. So yeah, and obviously with Overdrive, you've got to keep in mind, you know, do you want to put all that effort back again? Because you're going to have to grind up the events over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where people are going to be begging for like auto. So I don't know, it's going to be a grind fest, I'll tell you that much. But anywho, well, then again, we do need the full game to release to kind of truly understand on like the shop and whatnot, because there's other few things that the game has been shown through the demo. But I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on that, because obviously with them announcing it, I was genuinely hyped, and then it really kind of sunk into me to be like, Overdrive, what was the point in that again? So yeah, I think Arise got done dirty here. I feel like they should have pushed that out more of a cross-platform availability, and then redone the standalone solo leveling game to be apart from Arise. I think that would have been, I think that would have boosted up solo leveling that a little bit more if done in that manner. That's just my personal take on it all, though. But yeah, I feel like this is a shot in the foot for them, unfortunately.